Hello everyone. My name is Hugh, and I am Apos. I'm 23 years old. I was born and raised in a remote mountainous region in northern Vietnam, surrounded by breathtaking landscapes and home to many ethnic minority communities with rich cultural traditions. Through this channel, I and Apos love to take you beyond the typical tourist destinations and show you the real side of Vietnam. Together, we and Apos LL explore colorful local markets, discover authentic street food and traditional cuisine, and experience the daily lives of people living in the mountains. I hope my videos give you a genuine look at Vietnam and Apos' culture, food, and way of life. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you and Apos LL join me on this journey. This is the bread that this local woman brought to the mountain market to sell. I and Apos am going to buy one and give it a try to see what it tastes like.
10.000 ạ. Còn cái này cũng 10.000 ạ. Còn mấy cái này chị?
This bread costs about 38 cents each. It and Apos a simple, affordable snack that and Apos loved by many people at the weekly market, especially children from the mountain villages. Whenever they come to the market with their families, many of them buy a loaf to enjoy as a quick snack or take home to share with their family.
Chị ơi, không lấy túi bóng đâu này.
This bread has a sausage filling inside with a slightly sweet flavor. It and Apos actually pretty tasty. When I was a kid, I really loved eating these, so it brings back a lot of childhood memories.
Trắng trộn. Thế thì cho cháu một hộp bánh tráng trộn này đi. Quay vào gần. Không lấy túi đâu, ăn luôn được. À đây á? Đây này à? Đây cháu gửi à?
Right next to me, there in Apos, a woman selling Vietnamese rice paper salad and bubble tea. Everything is homemade, and a cup of this rice paper salad costs about 38 cents. Rice paper salad is one of the most popular street snacks in Vietnam. It and Apos made with chewy strips of rice paper mixed with a flavorful combination of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy seasonings, making it incredibly tasty and addictive. I and Apos I'm going to buy a cup and give it a try so you can see what it and Apos like. From the very first bite, I could see why Vietnamese rice paper salad is such a beloved snack. The chewy rice paper is coated in a delicious mix of seasonings, blending sweet, sour, salty, and spicy flavors into every bite. The combination of textures and bold flavors makes it incredibly satisfying, and it and Apos easy to see why so many people love it. One of my favorite things about eating it is enjoying a cup while walking around the lively market, taking in all the sights and sounds. It and Apos not a fancy or expensive dish, but it and Apos a snack that brings back childhood memories for many Vietnamese people. For only about 38 cents, you get a generous cup that and Apos full of flavor. If you ever visit Vietnam, this is definitely one of the street foods you should try at least once.
Chị em quay nhờ tí nhá. Bao tiền cái anh? 5.000 cái à? Lấy cho em một cái.
As soon as I walked into the market, I spotted a man selling ice cream. It in Appos. It's a really hot day today, so I in Appos am going to buy one to cool off. One ice cream costs only about $0.19, making it an affordable treat for everyone. On hot days like this, ice cream is especially popular with local children. You can see many of them enjoying one as they walk around the market with their families. It in Appos. It's a simple little treat, but it always brings big smiles. Now let in Appos. Let's see how it tastes. As I continued walking through the market, I came across a young girl selling grilled sausages and sweet dessert soup with her mother. She looked very young, but she was happily helping her mom with the family business. I decided to buy 2 grilled sausages to support them. Moments like this are a common and heartwarming sight at mountain markets in northern Vietnam. On the table, there was a plate of chili sauce and another filled with chili powder, so you can dip or sprinkle your sausage however you like. The sausages are served hot off the grill, and adding a little chili sauce or chili powder makes them even more flavorful. Seeing this brought back childhood memories. When I was little, every time I went to the market with my mom, I would always ask her to buy me a grilled sausage. It was one of my favorite treats, and eating one always made a trip to the market feel extra special. In the mountains of northern Vietnam, it and Appos. It's very common for children to help their parents from a young age. After school or on market days, many kids lend a hand by serving customers, watching the family stall, or helping with simple chores. It and Appos. It's a natural part of growing up here and reflects the strong family values and close-knit communities that make life in the highlands so special. Each grilled sausage costs about 19 cents. It and Appos. It's an inexpensive snack that in Appos. It's very popular at local markets, especially with children and young people. Fresh off the grill and served with chili sauce or chili powder, it and Appos. It's simple but incredibly delicious. This is a traditional Vietnamese mixed sweet dessert, made with a variety of different ingredients all combined in one bowl. Depending on the recipe, it can include beans, jelly, tapioca pearls, coconut milk, and other sweet toppings, creating a refreshing mix of flavors and textures. This dessert is very popular at local markets throughout the mountains of northern Vietnam, especially in the Northwest. It and Appos. It's a favorite treat among young people, particularly on warm days, because it and Appos. It's sweet, refreshing, and incredibly satisfying. Just looking at these young people enjoying it makes it look so delicious. You can tell how much they love it, and it and Appos. It's easy to see why this dessert is such a popular treat at the market. Over here, a woman is cutting fresh watermelon into bite-sized pieces and putting them into cups, making them easy to eat while walking around the market. Each cup costs only about 19 cents, making it an affordable and refreshing snack. It and appos is especially popular with children, who love grabbing a cup of sweet, juicy watermelon to cool off on a hot day while exploring the market with their families. Here you can see Hmong women shopping at the weekly market, buying fresh vegetables, pork, and other everyday essentials. For many families living in the mountains, the weekly market is more than just a place to shop. It and appos is an important gathering where people meet friends, exchange news, and buy food for the week. The pork sold here mostly comes from pigs raised by local families in the surrounding villages. These pigs are typically raised on small family farms rather than on large commercial operations, which many locals believe gives the meat a richer flavor. Pork costs about $4.60 per kilogram. This market is held every Wednesday, and people from many nearby villages travel here to buy, sell, and enjoy the lively atmosphere. It and appos is a wonderful place to experience the authentic culture and daily life of northern Vietnam and appos mountain communities. As I walked a little farther, I noticed an elderly grandmother carrying her grandchild on her back while shopping for fresh local produce. It was such a simple yet touching scene that perfectly reflects everyday life in rural Vietnam. In many mountain villages, it and appos is common for grandparents to help care for their grandchildren while the parents are busy working. Even when they go to the weekly market, they often bring the little ones along. Seeing a grandmother carrying her grandchild on her back while shopping is a beautiful reminder of the close family bonds and strong sense of community that are still an important part of life here.
Bà 5.000 mà. Còn cái này bà
15.000 một cân.
15.000 một cân à? Để cho cháu lấy hai bó này đi.
As I continued walking through the market, I met an elderly woman selling fresh vegetables. I stopped to chat with her, and she told me she and appos is nearly 90 years old. She grows these vegetables herself in her small garden and brought them to the Sunday market to sell. The summer heat is intense today, and seeing her sitting here for hours in the hot sun was truly moving. Even at her age, she still works hard to earn a little extra income instead of staying home. Her determination and work ethic are something I really admire. I decided to buy some of her vegetables to support her. It and appos is only a small purchase, but I hope it helps her sell out a little sooner so she can head home and get some rest. Sometimes, even a small act of kindness can make someone in appos day a little easier.
Bà ở đâu?
Ngày không chủ.
À, thế cũng không xa mấy nhỉ?
Không xa mà.
Vâng. Đây, bà xem có được 1 cân chưa? Hơn cân tí rồi. Rồi, tròn 1 cân luôn bà. $25 bà nhỉ? Đây cháu gửi bà nhá. Vâng.
I bought all of these vegetables for just $1. What do you think? Do you think that and Appos is a fair price? I and Appos. D love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
Đây
lấy đi, mận này ngon này em. Cái đấy phê bảo ý kia bà ơi. Vô đi. Đây bà ơi, vô cái này vô áp à, cứ vô nào chứ vô áp
Chị em gửi.
mà. Cái này này.
These plums cost about 60 cents per kilogram. They look fresh and delicious, so I and Appos am gonna buy 2 kilograms to take home and enjoy.
Bây giờ mới ăn sáng đây nhưng mà ăn không nổi. Đã thả quả đúng không? Mệt quá, ăn nó không vào. Bát này phải ế rồi. Ngồi trong này bày được có một đứa lại. Đấy, bày tí trong này chỉ ngắm bằng một nửa với kia thôi. Và bán
Over here are the pho restaurants, and they and Appos. Repacked with people of all ages, from young children to the elderly. The rich aroma of the steaming broth fills the air, making it almost impossible to walk by without feeling hungry. For many locals, a hot bowl of pho is an essential part of a market day. After spending hours shopping, meeting friends, and walking around the market, there in Appos, it's nothing better than sitting down to enjoy a warm, comforting bowl of Vietnam and Appos, S most famous noodle soup. Pho is much more than just a meal. It in Appos, S a part of Vietnamese culture. Whether it in Appos, S breakfast, lunch, or even an early dinner, you in Appos. LL always find people gathering around these busy stalls, sharing good food and great conversations. If you ever visit a traditional market in Vietnam, enjoying a bowl of pho is an experience you definitely should and Appos. Timis. As I walked a little farther, I noticed a man preparing thịt can, a traditional Vietnamese dish made from fresh pig and Appos. S blood that is carefully mixed using a long-standing local recipe. It in Appos. S one of the most unusual foods you in Appos. LL find in Vietnam, and it often surprises first-time visitors. This dish has been part of the food culture in some parts of Vietnam for generations. It in Appos is commonly enjoyed by groups of friends while sharing a few drinks, especially during family gatherings or special occasions. To be honest, I and Appos V never tried it myself because it looks a little intimidating. Watching it being prepared is already an interesting experience, but tasting it is something I haven't and Appos T been brave enough to do yet. For many international visitors, thịt can is one of the most unforgettable and talked about foods in Vietnam. Some people are curious enough to give it a try, while others prefer to admire it from a distance. What about you? Would you be brave enough to try it? After walking around the market for a while, I started getting pretty hungry, so I decided to stop for a bowl of pho. But when I got to the restaurant, the owner told me they had already sold out. The only thing left on the menu was bun, Vietnamese rice noodles. So I guess that in Appos, S what I in Appos LL be having today. Honestly, I was a little disappointed because I was really craving a hot bowl of pho. But that in Appos S part of the fun of visiting a busy local market. You never know what you in Appos LL find, and sometimes you just have to go with whatever in Appos S available. Who knows? Maybe this bowl of bun will turn out to be just as delicious.
vẫn chơi à? Vẫn chơi sâu thác này. Cho tụi nhóc của bên nhà nó vẫn chơi sâu thác này à?
This bowl of bun looks hot, fresh, and absolutely delicious. It smells amazing. Before I dig in, I and Appos. I'm going to add a few condiments, some fish sauce, chili sauce, and a little chili oil to make it just the way I like it. Everyone has their own taste, so it and Appos. It's completely normal to season your bowl however you prefer. That and Appos. It's one of the great things about Vietnamese noodle dishes. You can easily adjust the flavors to suit your own palate. Now that it and Appos. Seasoned just right, let in Appos. Give it a try. One thing you and Appos LL almost always find at noodle shops in northern Vietnam is this traditional homemade chili sauce. It and Appos an essential condiment for bowls of pho and bun. The sauce is made by grinding small, spicy bird and Appos chilies into a smooth paste and then allowing it to ferment for about 6 months. The long fermentation process gives it a rich, deep flavor with a bold, spicy kick that and Appos very different from ordinary bottled hot sauce. For many locals, a bowl of noodles just ISN and Appos. Tea complete without a spoonful of this chili sauce. It adds heat, aroma, and a unique flavor that has become a signature of northern Vietnamese cuisine. The broth is simmered overnight, starting the evening before, using pork bones, meat, and a blend of traditional herbs and spices. Slowly cooking it for many hours creates a rich, flavorful broth with a deep, comforting taste that and Appos full of natural goodness. It and Appos this slow cooking process that gives the noodle soup its authentic and unforgettable flavor. Come join me for a bowl. The noodles are hot, flavorful, and absolutely delicious, with the authentic taste of Vietnam and Appos Northwest Highlands. The rich broth, fresh ingredients, and traditional seasonings come together to create a simple but incredibly satisfying meal. If you ever have the chance to visit this region, I highly recommend trying a bowl like this. You won in Appos? To be disappointed. That and Appos. It for today and Appos video. I hope you enjoyed exploring this traditional market with me and got a glimpse of everyday life in the mountains of northern Vietnam. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't in Appos miss my future adventures. Your support means a lot and helps me continue sharing more authentic stories, local food, and hidden places across Vietnam. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I and Appos LL see you in the next video. Goodbye.